Hi, welcome back to the channel. Amongst all the questions I get from my subscribers, there's probably one which is a consistent question that I get from loads of people all the time. What makes my smoked salmon so salty? Well, whilst that sounds a simple question to answer, there are a number of reasons why that might be the case. Just using too much salt is the obvious answer. But what is the right amount of salt? This is such a difficult question to answer, as there are some who enjoy robust seasoning and some who don't like so much salt on their food. So it's very difficult to determine exactly what is the right amount of salt. And that's what makes this question so difficult to give a really definitive answer to. Government guidelines in the UK suggest that we should only have a maximum of 6 grams of salt as a daily intake in our diets. Now that equates to about 1 level teaspoon. But just how much do we need to do an effective cure on a piece of salmon? After all, that's the question that we're trying to answer here. Now, in my early days of smoking salmon, I used to modulate the salt from one cure to the next, depending on how the previous one went. If it was too salty, I would rein it back a little. If it wasn't salty enough, I would apply a little bit more salt. But it's a little bit more nuanced than that. There are several different grades of salt on the market. You have kosher salt, fine table salt, Malden sea salt, flakes, crystals of all shapes and sizes, and they all act differently if you're going to be using them to cure. And that is no more relevant than when you're actually using them to do a dry cure, because you're relying on that salt in its crystalline form to actually absorb moisture and turn into a brine. Now, when we had the cookery school and we were making smoked salmon and teaching people how to make smoked salmon, we had to kind of standardize our process. And obviously as a business, we were visited by environmental health on a regular basis. So we had to ensure that our paperwork was up to date and we knew what we were doing and demonstrated that to the environmental health officer. So it kind of gave me the impetus, if you like, to actually write down the method and try and get a standard process which would make a perfectly seasoned smoked salmon. Now, I say perfectly seasoned, but that's perfectly seasoned to my taste. I don't like things too salty, but I really can't stand things that are underseasoned or undercured. So for me, this was a happy middle ground. Now, whilst drawing up the paperwork, I determined through a number of different experiments that around 3 to 5% by weight of fish was about the right amount of salt to deposit on the surface of that fish to give you a good cure. Not too salty and certainly not undercured. But it also depended on the type of salt that I was using. And in this particular instance, I was using very fine crystalline salt. So the sort of salt that you would see in table salt, very fine, very small grains, completely different to a lot of other different salts out there on the market. So in writing down my method, you might consider that as being a little less artisan, whatever artisan means, but nevertheless, it attracted some very pleasing looks from the environmental health officer whilst he was sticking his thermopen into bits and pieces around the cookery school. If you would like a copy of my HACCP for making cold smoked salmon, I'll leave a link in the description where you can download a copy for yourself. So this is my method for making cold smoked salmon. But whilst eggs are definitely eggs, not all salt is definitely salt. So, and what I mean by that is that those fine grains that I was talking about and those large crystals, they react completely differently when you put them on a fish. So you may want to experiment yourself. As a general rule, what I say is that the larger the crystal, the longer it takes for the same fish to cure. So if you were to apply the salt to the surface of that fish and you're using larger grains, you can extend the curing time. And that is a general rule of thumb. Don't extend it too long, keep a close eye on the fish, make sure that it's not all dissolving, because if it does all dissolve, you can almost guarantee, if you're using large crystals, that that fish will be too salty. If you want it in even more simpler terms, fine salt will cure salmon really quickly. Coarse sea salts or kosher salts will take a little longer. My advice to you would be to experiment. Don't go too heavy. Remember, you can always add more salt, but it's incredibly difficult, and I would suggest impossible, without soaking the fish and ruining the whole thing, to remove salt. So take it steady, nice and slowly, work up in small incremental amounts, and whilst you're experimenting, remember, only change one variable at a time, otherwise you'll never know where you are. That's it. Take your time, experiment, increase the salt if you need to at incremental rates, and taste, taste, taste. I hope you found that interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, bye bye.